And now Roger begins with comedian Steve Martin starring as, what else? The Jerk.
Steve Martin has become one of the most popular comedians of the 1970s, but without my support, I just don't think he's funny. Still, I have my hopes for Martin's movie debut in a new comedy called The Jerk. I thought maybe the movie wouldn't depend entirely on Martin's rather shallow comic personality. To say I was disappointed is an understatement. The Jerk is a flat, dumb, and tasteless movie in which calling Steve Martin's character a jerk is almost an act of kindness. Martin plays the adopted son of a black sharecropper. He hits the road seeking fame and fortune. He gets rich with a new design for eyeglasses, and then he louses everything up because, well, because he's such a jerk. Here's a scene from early in the movie after Martin has left his home in the South and meets the beautiful Bernadette Peters.
Oh, miss? We're just standing here right now, and I was wondering if you weren't doing anything tomorrow. Maybe you might want to go out.
What?
Maybe you might want to go out with me.
Are you trying to ask me for a date? Once for no, twice for yes.
Kind of a tired old gag. I think I've seen that before several times. Some of that shtick seems to be left over from the days of silent comedy. And it might work better as silent comedy, where it would look more like slapstick and less like mugging. Martin seems willing to do almost anything for a laugh, and every scene in the movie wants us to laugh for the same reason as the last one, because Martin's such a goofball. Well, that gets old fast. This next scene, for example, starts with a nice moment in the bathtub, but its ending is just plain embarrassing.
Honey, guess what? I wrote a song for you this morning. I'm picking out a thermos for you. And maybe a barometer, too. And what else can I buy so on me you'll rely? Honey, there's a question I've been wanting to pop, but I've been afraid you'd say no. But this seems like the right time and place, so here goes. Honey, will you marry me? Yee-hoo! Come on, let's seal it with a kiss. Get in the tub with me. Not you. Where's Marie? What letter? Dear neighbor, serve forward to tell Rona, to be Rona, Marie! Marie! Come here! Good idea! Marie! Marie! Why did you leave me? I couldn't read the letter. It was too blurry. Marie! Marie! Here, boy. Marie! 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 Where are you, Marie? Marie!
Now, there's a problem with that scene, and the problem is that if he were trapped outside naked, then in a sense that could be funny, but because he's doing it as an act, I don't know, I don't find it funny, and Steve Martin doesn't seem to be having a good time in The Jerk. The whole movie seems strained and uptight. What should be zany turns out to be simply nervous. He makes us uncomfortable. Martin's personality wore me out, and eventually it crossed the thin line from being wild and crazy to being repetitive and tiresome.
I think I know what you're saying with that scene. If he does go out there as a character and gets trapped like that with the dogs there, that's funny, but we know immediately that it's Steve Martin playing a guy and says, look at this joke I'm going to show you. Now that can work on a nightclub stage where you can see it's an actor and he's a nightclub comedian, of course. It doesn't work in a feature-length movie. We want to see a real character there. There's no character there. Jerry Lewis used to do the same thing, but it was Jerry Lewis portraying a stumble-bum kind of guy. We're always aware that it's Steve Martin laughing at what he's doing while he's doing it. It doesn't work in a full-length movie.
And there's a problem there in all the scenes where he's with other people, because they have to pretend that they're playing real characters. In other words, they have to play it more or less straight. They have Bernadette Peters and all the others. They have to be there playing their characters, and then against them is Steve Martin being Steve Martin playing the character, so that they're kind of embarrassed sometimes.
There are a few scenes, I mean, the reading of the note with the dribbled water, that was kind of cute. But just trying to imagine seeing 95 minutes of that stuff, it just wears you out a little bit.
Both Roger and I agree on The Jerk. Steve Martin's brand of humor really doesn't last for 94 minutes. It's only sporadically funny. We give the film 2 no's. We can't recommend you see The Jerk, which is rated R.